Hey, it is, I don't even know the day. It's Wednesday, so that means it's hump day. It's time for the conversation. I hope you guys all had a great weekend. I'm your host, your moderator, and your executive producer, Ashley Abbott. And we have a full panel tonight. As you can see, we also have some more people coming in within the minute. So we're going to have a full house tonight. So hope you enjoy the show. Without further ado, I'd like you to like and share before we do anything. Please like and share. We're in our third season and we're trying to build our platforms up. We're going to be on TikTok soon. We're trying to build our YouTube page up and still have a presence here on Facebook. So please like and share. And while you're doing that, I'm going to take care of some business. Y'all know I got to do that. Make this public. 1 second.
This is so together.
Is it together?
Oh my goodness.
Public.
I love this for you.
You love for what?
All of this, remember the first few episodes, we just didn't even know what was going on.
Okay.
We were just happy to be here.
YouTube page is pinned in the comment section. You guys see it? Co-host, do you see it?
Fancy.
Okay. If it's not there, let me know.
I'm sharing it now.
All right. Before we go into everything, we have a special guest here with us today. I've had people inboxing me, and I see people out in the store, and they have kept asking me about when is that girl going to be back? That girl you went to school with. I said, what girl? The girl, Jonte. Jonte is back, but Jonte has a full house too. She has a newborn that she's sitting on her chest right now, and she has a toddler probably within 2 feet of her. So she has a lot going on. She's going to try to do the show, try to give us her attention, and take care of those babies all at the same time. But Jonte, how are you?
I am so good. Multitasking is a mom's strength, so I'm here.
Yeah.
And I'm really ready to get into all these topics tonight.
Okay, let's get into them. But before we do that, I want to talk to some of the co-hosts about their weekends. I know I had a full weekend. I know Brandy had a full weekend. I don't know about everyone else, but let's start with who do I want? Kate, what'd you do? I saw some pictures of you on a boat and you're taking some selfies. You look good.
Okay.
Kate, can you hear me?
Hey. I was just enjoying Michigan Lake life, trying to be cute, trying to be snatched,
That's what's up. I like your hair that color.
Trying to throw the fishing pole out there and reel it in. Thank you, guys. That's what I'm going for. I'm sucking in. I know my angles, so
that's what's up.
You're giving.
Tasha, you sent me this picture. What is this all about? What did you do this like?
That's my smoker. That was actually my Mother's Day present. I've been wanting a smoker, so I have been blasting that thing on the weekends, and I'm stocking up on my wood chips for the winter because snow don't stop no Michigander from grilling or putting some on the smoker. So yep, I've been using it. Did some kebabs. My baby loves some kebabs, and yeah, that was pretty much it for me.
Looks good.
Thank you.
So good. The bacon wrapped.
You can take that outside and cook like in the snow with that?
It's outside, but it's under my deck. That part of my deck is covered. Okay. Yep, I'll be out there year round. Actually, I'll probably be putting one of my Thanksgiving turkeys in there.
That's
that'll be good.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, I'm gonna have to get up to the Grand Rapids so you can do some.
Come on up
around Thanksgiving.
Melanie, you sent me a couple pictures. I chose 2 of them because we have a full file of pictures. And I couldn't fit anymore, but I saw. What was this? Where is this at?
So this was at State Farm Arena. There was a concert here, and we were everywhere but in our seats. Let me say that. It was rocking. It was a Caribbean concert, so we were outside.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And when I saw this, I was like, my boyfriend was like, "Who is that?" And I'm like, "That's my co-host."
Oh, yada 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 yada.
So I went to a gala over the weekend. So I was like, "Oh, this will be cute to do." So yeah,
nice.
Super cute. That
You look
looks
really
good.
nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Um,
Bathroom selfie for the win.
right. Brandy, so me and you can do ours together. You sent me this picture. Where was this at?
Ooh.
Lansing. I had went to celebrate my bestie for her birthday. We went to a restaurant up there. I don't remember the name. I should have sent you a picture. But that was in Lansing. Celebrating
Nice.
with Tam.
Okay,
And then
eyes.
for everybody, me and Brandy, like I don't know if everyone knows, we're cousins. But we're cousins. We're really, really close. I actually call Brandy my sister. And sometimes what we'll do, we'll do a staycation. We'll go to a hotel somewhere and just lay up all weekend and watch Forensic Files and eat good. And that's what we did. Except we brought Hector with us this week, and we got a hotel suite, and we are at the Hilton Garden Inn downtown Kalamazoo. It's my home away from home. So me and Brandy had a suite. My mom came up there. She was with us. This was on Sunday before we left. We took that photo. I think that was a cute photo. And then
So cute.
that was me and my mom. My mom came to Chicago actually before we went to Kalamazoo, and I rode back with her. And then Friday night, my mom, me, Hector, my dad, and my dad's girlfriend, and my friend Renita, we all went to a new restaurant called Dabney and Company, and they have live jazz music. They had good food. I had something called a Grandma's Sunday dinner sandwich. It had greens, turkey. What else did it have? Cranberry sauce, dressing on it. It was really, really good. So we had fellowship and fun, and I love that my mom and my dad can be at the same table in the same room, and it's just like family. It's like they don't miss a beat. They're just not married anymore. So that makes me. It's cool that they can do that. And
Family.
my dad brought his girlfriend out, and her and my mom hit it off, and so it was really cool. It was like one big happy family, and I love that. So. And then, that's me and Hector down in the lobby of the hotel, just chilling. And that's about it. So we had a good
Aw,
weekend.
so cute.
Brandy, what did you like about this weekend that we did together?
I did a lot of celebrating this last week. It started with a celebration and it ended with a celebration, from celebrating my best friend's birthday to my cousin's birthday to my mother's birthday. And by the way, shout out to my auntie. Today is her birthday.
Oh, wow.
Mom's was Monday. So a lot of celebrating. I had fun. I got to see my family. I have such a huge family and I'm only one person. And so every time I go, I try to see as many people as I can, but we don't really get to do stuff like this that often. So it was really, really nice. We just celebrated. And when I wasn't, like you said, laid up watching Forensic Files.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool. We had a lot of fun. I don't have pictures from everybody. Michael, how was your weekend?
Hey, Ashley. Everyone looks so nice tonight, by the way. I don't really have anything fun to talk about. I didn't smoke any meat. I wasn't on a boat. I didn't spend time with family. All I did was work. So
Nice.
I made money, and that's what's up.
Awesome. Marcus, what about you?
Hey,
everybody. Michael, you didn't smoke any what? Happy hump day, everybody. Just played some softball, played with some balls, normal weekends, can't complain.
That's what's up. Shaq, what about you?
I'm still dealing with family issues and so forth.
And we're praying for you.
Yeah. So I've been laying low, being quiet. I spent most of the weekend just really at my girl's house, us and our kids just being quiet, just relaxing and chilling and just trying to breathe and maintain my stress levels. So no pictures. I find that the happier I get, the less pictures I'm getting. Like we really just be chilling. And I'm just like, we actually just discussed it, me and my girl. And I was like, we got to do better. Like we got to take a picture, So I'm enjoying the calm that I have personally around this storm that's kind of been surrounding me. So, yeah.
Well, like I said, we are praying for you, and we know God can do anything but fail. So we're going to stand on that, and we're going to believe it. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amen, brother.
All right. So without further ado, I want to get into this docket, but first I want to do my little spiel. This is an entertainment and educational program. So please, anything that you see here, pictures, music, photos, I do not own the rights to them. If you do see something that might be your property and you don't like how we're using it, please let me know. Don't report me. Just email me and say, hey, take it down. And I'll be happy to take it down. So there's that. So I don't have no money for you. Don't try to sue me. And we are in our third season, and we are just trying to step our game up a little bit, like I said before. So if you'd like to donate to my Cash App, feel free. If not, we're still going to do our show. And all that information will be pinned at the bottom at the end of the show. So let's get into the docket, shall we, ladies and gentlemen?
Let's go.
I gotta find it. So my girl, my homegirl, everybody knows she's my girl. I love her. My girl, Miss Leaks.
Hello.
Is back. She's back. She's with NBC Universal, who is the parent company for Bravo. So that means something has happened. I'm not privy to what has happened. I'm not privy to the conversations. All I was told that she's back. There's a lot of talks going on right now, but the main thing that's being talked about is a new, they're trying to reboot Fashion Police, and it's being said that Nene will be the moderator and producer on the show. And some names that are possibly floating around that might be joining the cast. The streets are talking. I've heard a few names. Nothing's in cement yet, but we've heard Tina Knowles, Kris Jenner, Marlo Hampton, Lisa Lampanelli, Marc Jacobs, Billy Porter, and Lil' Kim are all names being thrown around to join her on the reboot of Fashion Police. So you guys, what do we think about this? I first want to jump to Michael, because legally I want to know what could have happened in those closed door meetings that all is well now. What do you think?
I feel like it was just last season when we had a nice, robust discussion about if Nene should go back to Bravo NBC or if she should take a risk and go somewhere like Zeus. And if we roll the tape, I may have actually predicted something exactly like this happening. So I'm going to pat myself on the back here. Look, it was an expensive lawsuit on the horizon. Auntie Cohen has fallen out of vogue. And I think this opened a door for Nene Leakes to get a very, very good deal that she is now capitalizing on. This is where she belongs, I would add. It's good for her brand. It's good for their brand. People miss her. I'm glad she's back.
For sure. And yeah, she was on the red carpet at the Emmys on Sunday, looking fabulous. This was actually behind the scenes, her getting her makeup done before they went on air. But I'm so proud of her. I'm so happy for her. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else has anything to say. It's not a big story. I just wanted to
love her. I love her so much.
The rumblings are that Andy isn't going to have that much power in the NBC Universal world anymore, due to all the lawsuits that are mounting with all the housewives coming out, and even more that are still in the side that haven't come out yet. Andy's in a lot of deep trouble. So NBC is doing the right thing by already culminating that relationship with Nene again, because I don't give Andy more than 2 years before his own scandals out, his own Diddy type scandal, fucking the housewives, cocaine wise. He's the next one to be exposed. So NBC knows what's up. They know to get Nene right where things are good right now and revitalize their relationship, because the people love Nene.
You're so right. We love Nene. Look, Nene's live and we are on her live, just wanting to know what she's saying. So we're glad that she's back.
Yeah. I'm so glad. I love her. Once upon a time I was single. I couldn't quite catch up with her, but it's cool. I'm happy where I am.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Because you wouldn't be with your woman now if you would have gotten Nene's pussy.
All right. Go ahead,
I'm really happy for her, because I just saw her recently on a clip for the Baddies reunion, where she was hosting it, and she just looked so out of place. And I was so disappointed when she took that job. And I understand you got to make your money, you got to pay your bills, but that was just so beneath her.
It was beneath her.
It was way beneath her.
I know that I was disappointed, because I was team whatever, and I actually like Baddies, but I too have to admit that I was just like, ooh, girl.
It did not look good.
Certain people, careers at a certain place, you don't go backwards. Nene's career is not in a Zeus Baddies type of zone. There was no need for her to even be in that studio.
She looked too rich and famous to be there,
but it wasn't on brand for her. So I'm so happy that she's back on brand. Her team is telling her what gigs to accept, and she's executive producer of this show. I mean, it's
This
a
is
win-win
perfect
her.
for her. This
Yeah.
is better for her than even acting. This is perfect for her. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, I gotta admit the Zeus thing was kind of looking like Mariah Carey at like a talent show, you know?
Yes.
No,
True though.
But
you shouldn't
for a
be.
minute, can we just think about how a world where Nene Leakes, Kris Jenner, and Tina Knowles might be on the same panel for anything? How fabulous would that be?
That was
That'd
the
be
I
first
would
thing
exciting.
I
watch
heard.
that.
Yeah.
I would
So,
watch that.
Kris
That's
Jenner.
gonna be good television.
Kris Jenner, yeah.
I would-
But
So
good
yeah, I wish.
television.
Go ahead, Marcus. I'm sorry.
I'm just on good television. Can we talk about the world of wars right now between Donald Trump and Taylor Swift?
I was about to get to that. Yeah. Let's actually. No, I want to go, to, Marcus, real quick. I want to go to the Indianapolis, then we'll go to that.
Got
So I
it.
want to get out of the dark stuff and then do some fun stuff, then flip flop.
Yes.
But in Indianapolis, I just heard about this story on Sunday, and it kind of tugged at me because I use Uber to go everywhere. As you know, we live in the city. I don't own a car, so I Uber to down the block. I Uber to gigs. I Uber everywhere. A young lady was found murdered after she had requested a ride home from work. Her name is Shanti Dixon. She's 30, was found on Monday, September 9th. The Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department said in a press conference. Police said that Dixon was killed early on the morning on September 8th, and her baby was found in a wooded area. Her body, sorry, not her baby. Her body was found in a wooded area the next day. Valadez was identified as a suspect after following assistance from the community, according to the release. Police allege that he was a rideshare driver and had picked up Dixon before her death. It is not clear at this time if Valadez has been formally charged or he has retained an attorney. So this is scary.
Oh.
It's a very scary world we live in. I always, when I'm in an Uber, I always make sure I have a hand on the door. If I have to jump out or roll out, bitch, I'm out of there. You're not going to get me. So what do we think about this? I know a lot of you don't do Ubers because you all have cars, but I'm sure all of you have been in an Uber.
I don't.
Kate,
I will
Kate,
not get in anyone's Uber.
what do you think about this, Kate? Could you?
There's no way in hell I'm getting anybody's Uber. I just don't care. And I don't understand why like Uber drivers are still doing this because it is just so easy to track them and prosecute them for this. I mean, it's just ridiculous to me that they don't have any impulse control or self-discipline. And this poor woman obviously like just was a bartender or something that had her out late at night. She was coming from work. She's trying to make a living. And here is some creep nass that just takes it upon himself and tips himself $5 at that. He tipped himself $5.
That's insane.
It's disgusting. I will not get an
Trash.
Uber. That's actually one reason why I quit drinking alcohol because I'm driving myself everywhere. My car is coming with me. I'm going to valet. I'm not getting in an Uber ever again or a Lyft. I don't care.
Who wants to Shaq? What do you think?
It's tough for me to even think about. I live in Atlanta, you know, so I have to have a car. With that being said, yes, I do still Uber from time to time, and sometimes it's just for my business. I had to drop my car off once, and I had to get home for a meeting, and so you know I Ubered down the street from the house. You know, my girl she came over the other day and she didn't feel like driving, and I picked her up, but you know my son went down early, and she's like, "I'm taking an Uber." She brought one of her sons with her though, and you know he's a teenager, and so you know we didn't feel comfortable with it, and so because she has someone with her, I was a little more open to it, and then of course fortunately a woman pulled up, which also gave me a little bit more relief, but I was still watching that location, and so it's kind of terrifying. Yeah, it's terrifying. I am a parent to a teenager. Teenagers are Uber and Lyft, you know, they don't have cars, and it's just
It's scary.
I struggle with it. I also struggle with it because we are now at a time where there are no taxis. We sometimes you need a ride. You know, sometimes something happens. Like for instance, when I had to drop my car off and I had to get home and it was right down the street. Like sometimes we need this. Taxis aren't around anymore, and so it's scary. And I feel like I want to see the hammer brought down so hard. right? Like I want it to be terrifying to Uber Lyft drivers to get to do anything. I want to see this prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, and I don't know what we're going to see, but I really want it to matter. Um, they need to be afraid.
Yeah, most
But
definitely.
really,
It also doesn't make me feel. I don't know. I know Indiana is a very conservative state. Brandy lives there. So I don't. I really want. This is a black girl. And you guys know sometimes when we're murdered and killed, it gets swept under. It doesn't get as big of attention if that was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed individual. So just for that alone, I would like to see some attention called to this. That's why I wanted to do this story. Anybody else have anything to say about this?
I think
I
Uber
just
and
think
Lyft.
that
You said it's very important.
anytime
Go
people
right
need
ahead.
to realize that anytime they're getting into a stranger's vehicle, that they're taking a risk. So people just need to be really aware, whether that's like sharing their location or being on the phone with someone, or you know what I'm saying, try to be as safe as possible while you're doing it, because it really is unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
People, you was talking about having your hand on the car door. What if they had a child lock on?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just be aware and realize it's nothing new, because like Shaq had mentioned, you can't get taxis. But back in the day, when they was having taxi cab murderers, and I mean, this is not nothing new. So anytime you're riding with a stranger.
Mm-hmm. John Tay, were you going to say something? Or no?
Psych evals for Uber and Lyft drivers or share ride drivers. I mean, you need a clean driving record and all the highest insurance and everything else. Why can't you also need a psych eval?
That's a good point. Very good point. Yeah, most definitely.
Well,
Yeah,
probably because half the Uber drivers don't know English, so they wouldn't be able to pass it.
They can do it in Spanish.
yeah. When there's a will, there's a way. What I wanted to say about the Uber situation, I've had 2 close incidents. Just last week, actually, me and my Golden Girls, my older lady friends, we were out downtown and we called the Uber. We were waiting in front of where we had told the Uber to pick us up, and a guy drove up and he said, "Are you waiting for an Uber?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "I'll take you guys." And I said, "This is not a Lexus." And he said, "Where do you guys have to go?" I said, "To Edgewater." And he said, "I'll take you for free." He's like, "You rather pay than ride for free?" And I was like, "Most definitely." So I backed up out of there fast. So I don't know what he was up to. And then second, me and Hector called an Uber one time, and you know how the guy's face, their picture's supposed to be up there? Well, it was someone totally different, and a different race, a different name, and he was like, "Oh, that's my friend's ID on." So I canceled that ride. Like, I'm not playing with you guys. If you don't have the license plate or look like the picture, I'm not getting in the car. So
that's somehow to get away with murder shit right there.
Yeah. Let's jump into these comments real quick. The Uber driver from Kalamazoo played football for my dad, and he was called to comment. Really?
Yeah, the cab driver that shot everybody up in Kalamazoo. There was like a Dateline about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did. I remember that was 2016.
I remember that.
Wasn't that?
I remember that.
Yeah, I guess he said my dad pissed him off and sent him reeling. I'm just kidding.
But you know what's crazy? Sorry, go ahead.
I just want to say hi to our brother Darius. He's in the comments. Hey Darius. Go ahead.
Because I've done Uber Eats like a couple of times here and there, like delivery, and they have some measures in place, like where you have to do a face ID, like in the middle of you delivering, to make sure it's still you.
Oh wow!
So I'm trying to figure out like how consistent that technology is, and why is that not always being used, especially for rides, because I was just delivering food. So that is very interesting to me, that people are still able to use someone else's account, because they will lock you up. Like if it's somebody else's account, they will lock that account up. And like I said, like when I've started to take routes or in the middle of a route, it's actually made me do a face ID.
Interesting.
So,
are they doing that? You said for Uber. I know they're not doing
Uber Eats to deliver food.
Yeah, I know they're not doing it for DoorDash. I know people who have used other people's account because they were like,
but that's what I'm saying. It's more crucial that they should be using it for the rideshare. Like, you are transporting humans. You are not transporting food.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
So
people want
True.
their fries.
Food, right?
So, moral of the story: if you get in an Uber, bitch, get on speaker and send your location to somebody.
Most
I'm
definitely.
FaceTiming. It's
Definitely
no
always
driver
always share
license.
Yep.
Yeah,
your
not bringing a
location.
knife.
So let's
Oh,
move
yeah,
on, you
thanks.
guys, to
Right.
this next topic. This is kind of I'm so over him, and I just hope that we can do what we need to do and come November. But Donald Trump got on his platform the other day and proclaimed, "I hate Taylor Swift." You know, so that started a whole firestorm of stuff. So then Little Pump gets on his Twitter because he's a Trump fan and says Taylor Swift can go F herself. Then Little Pump goes on to say, let's be clear. When I said Taylor Swift should go F herself, I acknowledge maybe Travis Kelsey isn't doing it, and will send her a vibrator of choice if she gets some sense. Trump 2024. He goes on to say, a fan send me this, but it's been deleted. Still waiting for what vibrator you want, Taylor Swift. It's on me. Travis, get your BITCH in check, bruh. Or maybe I'll have to FUCK her mom and yours too. May make a good three-way after popping a couple ecstasy pills. I'll
What
put
the
a chief
hell?
I'll put a Chiefs hat on, no worries. So you guys, and then Taylor Swift responded with, Lil Pump is so ignorant. His comments show exactly what Miss Harris is fighting against. Do we really want an America where creatures like him can so aggressively attack someone? Swifties unite and stand against his hate. Um,
What a
so I hate that Donald Trump has to surround himself with people like this. You would think any kind of presidential, any kind of adult would step in and say, hey, I don't stand for that. But, you know, he didn't say anything. He just kind of planted the seed and let this stuff run amok.
it,
So, what, Marcus, do you
it
want to
just shows.
start?
It just shows. I mean, this is a clear view of how this is going. Look who's endorsing Donald Trump. 24-year-old punk ass little pump, Colombian from Miami, who had a silver spoon, never was in the ghetto, great family, doesn't have any real fucking fans except the SoundCloud following, or Taylor Swift, the number one artist currently in the world. That just shows how this election's going. Do you want Sexy Red, the Little Pumps, or do you want the Beyoncés, the Taylor Swifts? It's self-explanatory. Anyone that follows Donald Trump or is even endorsing him is a piece of shit. He hasn't had one good person endorse him. And any good person that he did have endorse him before is now not endorsing him. His own vice president is even not endorsing him. I mean, it's just people like this are
Um,
just fucking trolls.
it seems like Donald Trump, all I see him surround himself with is Z-list and Q
Yeah.
rappers. Like, I don't see anybody of any, and I'm not saying you need status to endorse someone, but no one of substance. They're all like these Instagram rappers. Um,
SoundClouders.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
Even if they're going to vote for him, they're not dumb enough to be out there with him.
I mean, I would say the person with the most substance that's done it is probably what's that bitch's name with the thing? Amber Rose.
oh yeah, we don't claim her. So,
Hey,
Next.
hey.
Dante, what do you think about this?
I'm not a Swiftie.
You're not okay.
And I'm not. I don't. She's a brilliant musician. That's as far as she gets in my book. And I guess I'm a piece of shit, Marcus, because I'm on the Trump side of things.
Hey, that's not my fault.
Hey, you're right. It's not, but I am. I hate Biden. I'm not a fan of Kamala. I haven't seen
But
anything.
Jonte, as a black woman, what is Trump doing for you? As a black woman who's just had a baby, congratulations. What is he doing for you?
What is Kamala doing for me?
Well, I didn't ask you what Kamala's doing for you. I asked you what Trump's doing for you. So let's answer that.
Okay, so I'm conservative.
Okay,
I
that didn't
support.
answer it.
Uh, he supports the things that I believe in, as far
Like
as
what?
being conservative. As far as I don't think that you should just be out there having lots of abortions. Or, I mean, I think you should have the right to choose because there are circumstances, but I don't think it should be used as a form of birth control.
Okay,
Agreed.
but so do
Okay,
you
hold
think
on,
so? Do you
hold on.
believe
Let
in
me
a
jump in real quick. Hold on, hold on. I don't want anyone to feel attacked on this platform. It's cool to have dialogue, but I don't want everyone. Jonte she was brave enough to come on here, and I know she's a conservative, so I don't want her to feel attacked.
Oh
So
no, I feel the love.
I just
Yeah,
want
I
to
feel
put
the
that out
love.
there. Okay,
It's
go ahead.
nothing but love. That's the
Yeah.
great thing about the conversation is we have someone like Jonte who's beautiful and has that point of view. Because we're all not going to be in the same point of view. That's the great thing about the conversation. So Jonte, going
So
back to the
continue.
question that I asked you, now you said that what was he that you like some of his policies and the things he's doing.
I do.
Now,
It's not about the person, it's about the policy. And it could be Bush's policy. It could be John Travolta's policy. It doesn't it's about the policy for me. Donald Trump, he's loud, extra, and he needs a lot of he needs somebody to whoop his butt. Like take over his knee, somebody's grandmama and whoop his butt. However,
you want a
he's
president that you want to whoop his butt?
What
uh
about the policy? What about the policy that
okay, so I'm for the whole uh our country is the shit. Like
Agreed.
America is where it's at. We don't need China. We don't need all these other countries to do what we do. We're doing it. I'm for, like I said, the abortion. I mean, like I said, there is a right to choose, but I don't like how the Democratic Party or the Liberal Party is like, hey, she's crowning, let her take it out. I'm not for that.
I'm trying to figure out
That's
what
exactly.
Democrat has that. I'm trying to
I,
figure out
that's
That
exactly
who
what
actually
we
supports
need.
that policy.
that's facetious and extreme, but the Liberal Party is a little bit more supportive
But
of.
I can definitely agree with you. But and I don't want to deal with like extremes and things like that because there's really a lot more common ground to agree upon than there is
Mhm. You're right.
to disagree on. Like I think there's a lot of stuff that a lot of people would agree upon more than they would disagree. So I don't want to necessarily go into the extremes and being facetious and sarcastic because I don't think anybody has it in their policy of a baby is crowning, let's terminate it. Like I
Yeah.
don't think anybody
Yeah,
has that.
that's yeah, that's
But
That's not
I think
exactly correct, though. To be precise, and I'm a Democrat here, there have been instances where the abortion was unsuccessful. And by that, I mean the baby was delivered alive, even though an abortion was attempted. And in some of those cases, the baby is in fact kind of put to the side and left to pass. This
I
has
would love to
happened,
learn more about
right?
that.
This has happened.
but it doesn't happen as
Happens.
often or as of a
No, it's
normal
certainly
occurrence as they make it
infrequent. I'm not,
think.
I have no idea
You
how many
see,
times it's
the way
happened,
that
but it
the
doesn't happen often. But when they refer, it's hyperbole when Trump says it, right? That they're ripping babies out and aborting them post birth. But really, what I think they're talking about is in the instance of a failed abortion and the child survives, what do? Right? It's a human being. It's alive. Do they continue with the abortion? Do they put it on life support? Every state handles that part differently.
Thank you,
So
Michael.
Jonte,
Yes.
you elaborate on what are some other policies of Trump that you agree with, or that just make you want to vote for him?
I'm with the tariffs.
Okay,
I am not okay with and this is more like pro conservative than Trump, but I'm not okay with uh it being okay to teach your kids that they can be whatever they want to be. Like
I agree.
I really
I,
struggle with the you can be a cat today and then tomorrow you can be a boy if you were born with a vagina.
Agreed.
Um I I like some of his tax stuff, but that's because my husband is a business owner.
Hmm.
And so he is all about the business guy. He's all about trying to keep it over here and not give the money everywhere else. That really helped our family. Like
Okay,
his
one more question, and then anybody else we can have an open forum. But Jonte, you've known me since we were little,
Yeah.
and I would think that some of my friends would understand the struggle that me as a gay black man go through because I'm at the point in my relationship. I've been with my boyfriend now going on 6 years, and I don't think um, conservatives or people who are pro-Trump have ever known what it feels like to have to rush to get married because the next president might, and his Supreme Court might abolish marriage equality. So, what do you have to say on that? What is your I know you have a lot of other friends who might be gay and who are going through the same thing. Do you agree with the Supreme Court's decision to over? I know you're a woman of faith as well, and that could be a rabbit hole as well. But do you believe with the abolishment of marriage equality if he gets in office?
I don't support that.
Okay.
But see, like you said, that's a rabbit hole for me
Hmm.
because, I can say I support you as my friend,
Hmm.
but then I'm going to Jesus' house on Sunday and the Bible doesn't support that. So it's that's kind of a hard one. But
Okay.
I'm not going to the polls for that. That's
Right.
that's not what I'm here for at
Hmm.
all. I don't support it. I think that if that's your choice, then you have to answer to God or whoever you believe in for that. And that's the only way it should be.
You know what, Chauncey? You remind me, and,
Okay,
and I have to
but
give you props for this. I give you props because it could have been Nat King Cole, the Republican, running for president. You are a true, loyal conservative, and I appreciate that from you because it doesn't matter that it's Donald Trump. You're gonna vote conservative no matter what. And that just goes to show that this is the mentality of conservatives. They don't care who the person is or what they're doing. It's true. Donald Trump could murder someone in the middle of Times Square, and John T would still vote for him because of all of his policies and everything. And that's what mind-boggling to me. But I respect that because everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's a beautiful thing about America. But it's just like conservatives are so wild because, and not you, John T, but I'm speaking like in the general term, like they're so hypocritical. Like, so you can be mad at a Democrat for raping a girl, but you'll accept Trump touching a pussy and fingering and doing this and that. It's just so hypocritical for me. It's insane.
I mean, but see, y'all
I
talk about how, racist Trump is, right? Joe
Well,
Biden is
I didn't
just
say
as
anything about him
racist.
being a racist, though.
No, no, no. No, I'm just giving an example of like
Okay.
liberals, okay? So not you personally. I've never heard you
Mm-hmm.
talk about Trump's racism. But like the liberal party talks about how, anti-Trump, right? Anti-Trump. He's racist. Black people should be anti-Trump. Gay people
I
should
mean,
be
he just said
anti-Trump.
that black people eat cats. What's not racist about that? He literally said that black people eat dogs and cats. What's not racist about that?
Okay, but like
I didn't hear him say white people eat cats and dogs.
we don't know that he didn't, but I'm saying
But he
it's
didn't.
equal. It's equal on both sides because
It's
I
not.
didn't heard
It's
I
not.
didn't heard Joe I didn't heard Biden say nigga and lie about all the things that he's done for the black party and the black
Yeah, but
people and you
that's
ain't black if you
that's
didn't do this.
inevitable. Lying in an election, that's inevitable. They're both gonna lie. But the
Okay,
rhetoric that
yes, I
you're
agree.
But the rhetoric that your side is, it's a lot more violent. We're not telling people stand down until you're ready. We're telling people, hey, go to the polls and vote. How can you support someone that incited an international riot, yet saying, oh, but we're conservative and we love God. But yeah, go ahead and kill everybody.
Hold on, really quick,
so
Brandy. You were going to say something, and I don't want to ignore you. What were you going to? Were you going to ask Marcus a question or John Tay a question?
I don't remember what it was.
Oh, Riam.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Amen.
If it
No,
does, just interrupt us if you remember it.
I
Um,
love this. I think this whole thing. I find that I've hit a point in my life where I no longer question conservatives or why they're conservative. I think that they just people feel the way they feel, right? And that is why America is so polarized. That is why the election is so polarizing. That is why actually most of these elections really tend to come down to the undecided people, right? Because there are people who believe this and there are people who believe that. And neither one of them are going to budge. The same way that she's voting for Trump no matter what, there are Democrats who are going to vote Democrat no matter what.
Agreed.
So, who we're really trying to speak to is the people who aren't so sure, right? Because there are people who are always going to be left. There are people who are always going to be right. This is why we can't seem to have a third party, right? Because this country is just very, very, very polarized. It just is what it is. And so it's interesting to hear. It's just like I feel like at this point we're you're beating the dead dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you feel what you feel. I feel what I feel. What we need to do is get these politicians out here and catch the people who aren't so sure, and those are the people that we need to be focused on.
I
I
love
just
that.
wish we had young. I just wish both parties had young, fresh, new ideas from either party. You know what I mean? Like, I'm tired of these old white people, like, dictating what is right and wrong for us. Like, let's get some new blood in there. Both sides. We need some new energy.
Okay, you guys, I want to jump to a clip real quick that I have, and then we will finish this.
Is that it is driving housing costs through the roof. You know that, right? You're affected by that. Fewer than 5 million new houses were built in the last 3 years, yet Kamala Harris has imported 21 million illegal aliens who are now disproportionately occupying lower income rental properties. So think of it. We built 5,000 units, 5 million units. Think of this. They started in a little community where they did 5,000. That was quite nice. Then they go to 5 million units, but we have 21 million people came in. None of them are going to be paying a lot of rent, I can tell you that. Because a lot of those people are people that shouldn't be here. Some should, but a lot of them are people that shouldn't be here. Will ban all mortgages for illegal aliens. You can't have it. Now in California, under Gavin Newsom, they want to give illegals mortgages. They want all illegals. How about all illegals get a mortgage? You don't get any mortgage, they do. This is the first part of my plan to restore housing affordability in America. Kamala Harris is killing the American dream, but with your vote this November, it's going to be the most important election ever in the history of our country. We are going to bring back the American dream bigger, better, and stronger than ever before.
Now, before we go on a tangent, I wish he wasn't such a clown, because I agree with everything he just said in those clips. I've said to you guys before, I live in the city. We have seen migrants come in and get loans and get housing and get housing vouchers and get stuff that we have homeless living outside my apartment building can't get. I don't agree with that. I think we need to take care of our own first here in America before we go helping others. And that's just how it is. I mean, does anyone have a rebuttal for that?
I mean, how can we take care of other countries if our own country is a piece of shit right now? We need to focus. I don't care about those homeless people up in, I'm sorry, but I don't care about other wars right now. We got fucking Flint that still has dirty water. We still have fucking people that are living in tents in San Francisco, like a whole fucking city of tents. And everyone doesn't give a fuck about America. And that's why, Ashley, I'm so with you. I wish Trump wasn't a sloppy mess, because his messaging is right message, wrong messenger. Mm-hmm. If he wasn't such a sloppy, wild mess, dude, Kamala is not standing on anything. This woman has no real policies. She's not facing any reporters with any real questions. I mean, she's playing the game just like they are. If we had an actual candidate that had like real policies and a real brain.
You done?
Oh, go ahead.
What?
Vivek is the real candidate.
Who is that, Jante?
Who's that?
Vivek Ramaswamy. I can't pronounce his last name. He's Indian, but y'all need to look into him. He is the Conservative Party real candidate. Trump should not be in this seat. It should be him, and he's our age.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to object to that. Vivek is buck wild. No,
I love him.
No, I cannot.
Oh, that makes John too crazy.
I'm going to look him up, and maybe we'll talk about him next week.
Yeah, Michael, let's talk about him next week.
Michael, do you have anything to say about this?
Foolishness.
You know, that clip of Trump, I've noticed over these 8 years, I have an affection for him now. Like, to see him do his thing, you know, there's something weirdly comforting about that. Nothing has changed about Trump in that respect. Obviously, you know, I'm a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat, so he's not the guy for me. Mm-hmm. But he is pure Americana, and it kind of puts a smile on my face, right? I can see why it resonates with people that it resonates with.
Yeah, and I want to say, Jante, I agree with you when you said the kids thing. And I struggle with it because my mom allowed me to be who I was when I was growing up, but I think that is vastly different than saying being born with a penis and saying you want to be a female. I think that's a different roadhouse. Do people not agree with me, or
what's the danger in that, though? What is
what's the danger in what?
A 2-year-old wants to be a dinosaur the next day. The next day he wants to be an airplane, and the third day so what? Are we gonna transform into everything they want to be every day? Kids don't have the mental capacity to know what they want.
Okay, but they can always they can do what they want, and if they change their mind, that's on them. So I just don't understand, like, what's the danger in that, and like gender bending or gender being
a
like
child. Hey, a child.
I mean, okay, so I don't think that children are going to go start taking testosterone. You know, I don't think that, but like if it's a parent's choice, it's a family's decision. I mean, I just think it's that. If they want to change that, they can.
No, for
what age do you think is
hold on, everyone's talking. Hold on. Who was going?
All right, so let me ask my question again. Caitlin, okay. What do you think is an appropriate age for this conversation to be okay with the parent?
Well, I think when the child feels completely hell bent, I think maybe when hormones start coming in.
I'm so hurt because I wanted to hear
Kate's
that.
gonna have to go back out and come back in. Kate, go out and come back in.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Am I back? Am I back? Okay. Oh no. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought I just said something really.
We can't hear you. She's gonna have to come back in.
Yeah, I hate that. That was good. I wanted to hear that one.
Who else was gonna go next?
I think it's really interesting, y'all, that the whole Republican thing is about is about people, families making their own decisions, right? But Republicans are just always in somebody's decisions. They're always in families' decisions. They're always in people's households. I think everybody needs to mind their business here.
Well,
I really wish they actually operated that way. They don't, and it's annoying.
Darius in the comments said, I don't agree with a child transitioning. That's an adult transition. That's an adult decision that has adult implications. Darius, you're 100% right there.
Now, wait a minute. Don't you find this all a bit curious, right? Most of us are Democrats, and yet none of us agree really with this topic. And the National Party is telling us to be a Democrat means to support a transition at kind of any age, right? So it just think about these things, you know, when you cast your own vote. There is very much a fall in line mentality when it comes to some of these issues. I think our discussion is showing that reasonable minds can differ, and maybe we're not so far apart on these things as the media is making it out to be.
We are not. For me, I have never been someone. I always tell people that I'm a moderate. I don't consider myself a moderate. I don't consider myself to be far left or far right. But there are just some things that for me are unforgivable. And for me, something that was incredibly unforgivable has been what's happened with the Supreme Court. I will never get over what's happened with SCOTUS. I don't like it. And there is no one that could ever sell me on voting Republican after what I've seen take place. With that being said, though, are there some policies I agree with? Yes. The immigration thing, though, y'all, that one just, I struggle with that, y'all. I really struggle with that. I like to think of myself as a humanist. I care about people. And I think, once we get up under our American umbrella, suddenly we can't help anyone, but America is built on immigration. So I'm a little iffy on that. I also hate this argument that we have to take care of America first, because that's never going to happen. This country is never going to take care of everybody in America. That isn't how capitalism functions.
So we should just let millions of people in our border illegally and use our resources, and it's okay.
That is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying write a blank check to immigration. That is not what I'm saying.
Trish in the comments is saying, as a Democrat, I fully support body autonomy at any age. So Trish,
body autonomy at any age.
Thank you, guys.
Because who gives a fuck? What is the danger in it? The other side of that is suicide. The other side of that is mental health issues. Let the child make the decision, okay? Like children know who they are, and if they change their mind, who gives up? What is the danger in that? Who is that hurting?
There's so much
What? Who is that hurting?
It's hurting everybody. It's hurting the child.
It is
it's
not
hurting
our
the
place
family
to be
around.
in other people's houses and bedrooms.
Exactly.
So what about
they're
the
bullied
other
at school because they want
side?
to change
Place
back.
to
That's
decide they
fine.
want to be a
Homeschool
woman when
them.
they're 2.
As we
I'm
speak
sorry.
on the whole,
Kids need to. You know what's
I've
wrong?
had
Kids
children.
aren't
I
kids
have 2
anymore.
children.
Kids
Never
are-
heard my children understand a gender construct.
Okay, hold on. Let
My children do not
Melanie
understand
talk
gender
real
in
quick.
school.
so
Melanie,
there's
go.
also the other side of all of this. What about all of the children who chose to be a girl or a boy when they were initially girl and or boy, and now they are going through the regression stage as a young adult and saying these are my regrets? There is a whole community of those people living out there who are referring to themselves as the them and the theys because now they're in this perpetual state of confusion, or hey, now that I found myself, now that I found my voice, I've made a bad decision and I didn't have my parents who were advising me in the right way, because they were like, oh, you want to be a girl today, let's get you some hormones, and oh, you want to be a boy today, let's start you on T. So where is the governance within the parental structure? There is the accountability that needs to be had also. So it's not just putting all of that on our Republicans or our Democrats or being conservative. Where is the governance as a parent? Just saying, hey,
The government better get the fuck out of my house.
But the problem with that argument is there's also a community of people who felt like, you know, they were punished because they couldn't do what they needed to do. I don't think we can ever entirely get any of this right?
But then on the other side of that, there's the kids who say, hey, when I was 12, I was feeling this thing because all of my friends were doing it and I wanted to be a boy. And here I am at 21 and I want to regress because, hey, I want to experience this. And now I'm having these same guilt because I felt like I had to go on with it because my parents, that was the only time that they showed support. So what about those children?
Well, first of all, nobody's giving wee-wees to anybody. And actually, wee-wees just aren't that common. But anyway,
I'm just saying, but they go on and they take these
to make, some people are going to make these decisions and then they are going to regret them. And then they're going to have to live with that. Sometimes we have to live with bad decisions.
I regret a lot of shit when I was 12.
But we don't get to stop things for other people because some people don't like their decisions.
Hold on, Brandy.
There's a difference between regretting kissing that guy at the movies that night and deciding that you want to get breast augmentation because you're feeling like a woman.
Thank you, Marcus.
There's 2 different types of regrets there. You just can't say, I regret a lot of shit in my life. That's a big regret. Transitioning isn't like you just wake up and it's a process.
I agree.
And then imagine you getting through all that and then not wanting to do it. And you're only at age, you're not even a teenager yet. You don't have the mental capacity to make those decisions.
It's a personal consequence that the government does not need to be involved in.
They are not.
Hold on. Let me get to this comment. Darius said a child who is not fully developed and doesn't know who they fully are should not make that decision. I think that's an adult decision. I agree. I know people later in life who regretted transitioning so early in life. Yes, I agree with that 100%, Darius. Brandy,
I agree. But
they're still alive because the other choice was
everyone's
suicide.
talking over me. Brandy, you're quiet over there. Where do you sit with this?
I feel because it's silly to me. So I agree with what Melanie's saying and Darius. I feel like there is a role as a parent to parent. You're supposed to be training. You're supposed to be guiding them. They can't. That's why they're called children. They're not fully developed. Their minds are still developing. You know what I'm saying? Their emotions are still developing. How can they make those type of decisions as children? Honestly, I feel like that shouldn't even be, you know what I'm saying? Like, when does sexuality become a thing amongst kids anyway?
Well, Brandy, that's
the argument to that would be sexuality and gender are 2 different things.
Yeah,
but children aren't children anymore. Why are children discussing this these days? Why is this even a topic that's on their mind?
I don't think most kids are though. This is a small slice of children. This isn't some super common thing.
I just
the world isn't full of a whole bunch of kids trying to transition, y'all. This isn't This isn't. Most kids are still just boys and girls.
Are
So
you sure? Because you're from
it's
Atlanta. I need you to look that number up again.
yes, most
I
kids are
think
still
let
boys
kids
and
be
girls.
kids.
Yeah.
You know who's having this conversation? Us in America, because there's no other podcast in any place else that's having this conversation, because it's not that big of a topic to where it is impacting our social construct. Just period.
I'm not convinced that it's that big of a topic here. I think it's used as a topic to get everybody fired up and get everybody angry.
Shaq, it's a bigger topic than you're
I'm not
letting on.
saying it's not. I'm not
Important,
saying
my
it's not a
kid.
thing. All right, we're
Look,
seeing
Important, my
Zaya
kid.
Wade all over the TV, so I'm not saying that it isn't a thing. I'm not
as
saying
someone
that,
that lives in
but
South
I'm
Florida,
just saying that
it's
I just don't
insane.
think it's as prevalent as we make it out to be. It becomes this huge hot button ticket thing, and it has us arguing. It has us polarized, and it's still a very small segment of the population.
I think this conversation is healthy. I don't think I think it needs to be talked about like this. I think people are in fear, Shaq, of what could be lost, the choices that could be lost with this election. We have a Supreme Court that he
Don't
is
get me started on that now.
who's very conservative, and with a swipe of a pen, all these rights could be taken away. So I think people are kind of nervous on what could be if he were to get in office, and with Trump even not getting in office, I think this is still going to be coming up on the Supreme Court docket sooner or later.
It will.
Yeah,
That's the point
so
of attacking the court. So regardless of who is or isn't in office, the work can be done. Yeah.
Trish said in the comments, shout out to the parents of trans children who love their kids for who they are. All right. Katrina says in the comments, but it's a course in school now. Yes, it is, in high school. So these are conversations being had with children.
Shouldn't have to be.
Y'all,
I'm.
I hear y'all.
What happened to home ec?
I
Why
hear
can't I go to
y'all.
home ec for third period?
I have no
Why do
desire.
I gotta go to sex anatomy?
I would not be if this was a conversation I was having with my child. We would be like, hey, when you're 18, you can do what you want. So I do understand that, but I am very, very weary of demonizing trans people and children who feel that they are trans. And I feel like that's what this conversation always veers into. It always
On the
veers into
contrary.
demonizing
On the
things.
contrary.
Nobody is
Why is it-
transitioning 2-year-olds.
But wait a minute. But
We're
why
not
is it-
doing.
why
That's
is
not
it that
happening.
But why do you feel that way when we're just disagreeing that children shouldn't have the right to make such an impactful decision in their life until they're right of age? Trisha's comment, why is gender so scary? The question is not why is gender so scary. The question is why are people so free to let their kids do what they want? They're children, ladies and gentlemen.
Undeveloped
They're children. Let them
mind.
go
That
play
was just
with
in
a
the park.
Lego.
People be letting their kids do all kinds of bullshit.
And
They
this is
don't
why
make it
society is
right.
what it is like it is
Kids
today.
are bad as
Back in
hell
our day,
today.
when we were growing up,
Don't
our
do
parents
that.
wouldn't put up with that shit.
Absolutely
you think our
not.
parents growing up, they would not put up with that. They'd say, you want to be that? That's fine. When you're 18, you can be what you want. You can be a bird. You can be a plane.
It's a new
but
world.
in my house, and you know what? And that taught you can still be who you want, but there was discipline. These kids don't give a fuck about anything right now. One day they want to be a drag queen. The next day they want to be a man. The next day they want to be a woman. And then next year they're regretting it. We got to set boundaries for these kids.
So my question is, because we do have to set boundaries for your kids, I set boundaries for mine.
Correct.
I can't control what other people do in their own household. And so this is
Exactly.
where this is where I'm very, very gray. Because while I would tell my child, you need to wait until you're 18,
Yeah.
how can I impose my thoughts and my beliefs and believe that that should be a law that should be enacted for someone else's child in someone else's household?
Man,
Wait,
that is what I'm
ask that
saying.
question again. Hold on. Say it again, Natasha. I need to break that down.
Yeah, how can I expect my beliefs and my ways of living, my thoughts and everything surrounding how I raise my child? How do I believe and think that that should become a law that is enacted and imposed in someone else's household?
As
Well,
long
that's
as
how laws are made.
as
That's
long as
exactly
you're
how
being
laws are
coherent.
made.
I know. And so that's where I am. That's where I'm great with it, because just like if you don't agree with abortion, don't get an abortion. If you don't believe that your children should be able to transition at 5,
Don't
6,
let
7,
them.
8 years old, don't let them. And so this is where, because personally, no, if McKinley said, "Mommy, I want to be a boy today," I don't think we're gonna walk down that road, baby, just
Natasha,
yet. Let's go.
I don't think that you thinking
Right.
this
But
is making you go bust into everyone's house and say, "Is your kid getting a sex change?" They
but
better
I
not do
think,
it.
but no, but I think that is what is actually trying to happen. And so that's where we gotta, there's a fine line there. Like,
Mhm.
do I believe a child under 18 should be on hormones and everything?
Mm-mm.
No. But
What about birth
also,
control? Birth control is hormones.
and so
I got
again,
breast cancer from birth control.
I
And I've been
I
on birth
I
control
would
since I was 16.
I would actually be okay with my child going on birth control under 18. But who am I
you
to
can't compare
say?
birth control and sex change. I'm sorry.
But
Again, you're putting
who am
apples
I
and
to
tomatoes.
They're hormones.
say?
They're dangerous hormones.
They
No,
are.
yeah,
They are. But
yeah,
again,
and
and then
giving
again,
blood also is a chance of catching things. Like you can't
Yeah.
do that. Sorry, no.
John Fab, I need you to I need you to expound on that. Were you asking a question? Are you saying we need to control children? Are you saying, are you being sarcastic? I don't understand how it's, but rephrase that. You guys, we got to move on. I would like to talk about this for the rest of
I'm
the
a little
night.
bit more worried about kids
think
with
we could.
guns than kids and their gender issues.
But before we
Facts.
move on, I want to say to our viewing audience and our fans, no one, we're having a conversation.
Thank you.
What?
Hello. Oh,
Hello.
Kate, you're freezing again.
It's
Okay.
the Matrix.
I just want to say to our audience, no one, we have no hate towards any group of people, or some of us is just what we believe. It's the way we were raised, and it's just it has stuck with us. So don't email me, don't text me. We're just having a conversation. All right, all right. We got to move on, you guys. All minds clear on this subject for now?
For now.
Okay. Let's move on. So
we need to
Elon
do a
Musk.
special episode.
Yeah, we do. Elon Musk is in the news again. And as much as I like Teslas, I just can't give that man no money because he just says the most crazy thing. He's like, a lot of people are saying he's dog whistling. He's trying to make something happen, but he was just in the news for going on Twitter and saying, I'm trying to find it in my notes because I can't read it up there. It's too small. Hold on. Let me find it.
And no one is even trying to assassinate Biden/Kamala.
Yes.
There you go.
That's what it is. A lot of people thought that he was trying to get something going with that, and then he quickly erased it. And he's one that really does not erase stuff. So I'm wondering why he did that. So what do we think about that?
Because he shouldn't have said it.
No, I'm saying, what do we think about him saying that in the first place?
He said how he felt.
It's terrible.
He just said how he felt. Like,
not only is it terrible, but you own Twitter. You own, all right, a leading social media site. You listen. People can have their opinions, but when you own Twitter, okay, when you own something like a Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, these things that people all over the world are on, you don't get to get on there and say anything that could be seen or that can even remotely be seen or mirror or be even remotely close to hate speech. You just no. No.
Jonte, I'd like to ask what your opinion is on that.
No.
You know, I really think you should be able to have free speech.
Yeah.
I
Until somebody ends up dead.
Okay, but nobody had a problem with it when it was going to be Trump dead.
That's not true. Don't say
No.
that. Don't say that.
No.
Because no Democrats.
I'm not
wait
a fan
minute.
of Trump,
No
but nobody wants.
Jonty.
We don't want to kill him. We want him
Okay,
to
Jonty,
lose.
but what Democrat publicly went out and said, "Hey, good job trying to kill Trump"? No Democrat, whether they felt it or not, no Democrat publicly, like Republican Elon Musk, said Trump should be dead. The Republicans, like I said, very hypocritical, very extra. So they can say anyone can get murdered, but if we say it, oh, it's the end of the world, but we haven't said it. You guys are the ones saying that we should get murdered.
Yeah, that's
Okay, so
crazy. We want him to lose,
when do
not
we
die.
say y'all couldn't say it?
When did you
Oh
say
my
that we
God.
did? But when did we
No.
say it?
Nobody should be saying this. This is politics. They
But when did
decide
we say it,
policy, not
Jonte?
life and death. That's
Well, Shaq, I don't think she's saying. I think she's saying just the free speech of it all.
Yeah, in
Right.
general.
Yeah.
But when did
No,
we say it?
I don't want to see anybody dead.
there are
You
limits
didn't
to
answer
free
me.
speech,
When
y'all.
did we say it?
There are limits to free speech, y'all. This is not what we intend by free speech.
No, free speech is free speech. We should be able to say
No,
I was gonna
everything we
say, is
want.
this
no,
not the
that's
land of the
no.
free, home, and the brave? If there's limits to free speech, then that compounds on every other topic we've talked about. The limit.
But Jonte, you still haven't answered
You
my
know,
question, baby.
yo,
When did the
Beg to
Democrats
differ.
say
I
that we
want to
should
limit
murder Trump?
children. You
Hold
want to
on,
limit
hold on,
everything.
hold on, hold on,
Same
hold on,
people
hold
can
on. Melanie, what did you say?
I said I beg to differ.
And
Because
why?
at that same right, when you say, "Oh, it's free speech and we're allowed to do this," there's a lot of ways that we get censored as people, as Black people, as minorities, as so we get censored in so many ways. So for you to sit here, that's very hypocritical to say, "Oh, well, it's freedom of speech," because when the shoe is on the other foot, you feel very differently about it. You feel strongly about it. So it's not fair and it's not the same, but I get it. Life is not fair, but you don't get to ride that, oh, freedom of speech when it's coming from a place that you're okay with, but when it's not, then you're like, oh, how dare they?
Melanie, give me an example of something I wouldn't be okay with.
I mean, at this point, there's a lot that you'll be okay with based on your conservative views. So there's a lot of places that we will differ. So when we go down that rabbit hole, it will be a very long conversation because you'll be like, oh, no, but for me, I'll be like, well, I don't see a problem with it. Like we agree on the fact of not giving children hormones at
Until it's
12,
gender,
right?
until it's gender, huh?
But exactly,
Then
but
all of a sudden we ain't so free.
exactly. But
The
it's
Constitution wasn't made for kids. It was made for adults.
Okay, but here's my question for you. Let's say a Democrat, let's say
It was
someone
made
like
for white men, actually.
Jimmy Kimmel. Let's
You're
say
right.
someone
You're
like
not
Jimmy
wrong.
Kimmel. Let's say someone like Jimmy Kimmel tweeted, "Man, someone really should have made sure they killed Trump. That assassination went bad. Let's try to kill Trump harder." The Republicans would have had a field day. They would have fucking raised every alarm. Every roof would have been taken. Fox News would have had nothing else to talk about because you guys, not you in general, but you know the party, clamors on any little thing. They grasp any little thing and they turn it into like World War VII. The Democrats ain't do that when they said that Kamala should have been and this motherfucker should have been shot. We're like, okay, normal Republican jargon. Y'all, we would have said that to you guys. No, let me finish. We would have said that to you guys. Oh my God, you racist liberals! All you want to do is murder us because all you care about is murder and babies getting killed and blah. So yeah, you guys are hypocrites.
You know, I think there are extremists on both sides. I'm personally
Absolutely.
not an extremist. You know, like I said, I believe in the policies. I don't get into all the intricacies of how silly most of this shit is.
Facts.
Well, conservative extremists tend to be really powerful. I don't know what that's about.
And that's not me.
Go ahead.
They're really powerful. Like we have one that like literally owns like one of the top 3 social media platforms in the world, and even he deleted
He's
his.
also
tweet.
a crazy Gemini.
Well, you know. No.
Okay, well, let's move on. We got a lot. We still got Diddy to get to. So, before we move on, I'd like to anyone who's watching out there. We've been talking a lot about politics. We go and vote this November at the polls. If you are a first-time voter, if you are a second-time voter or a third-time voter, and you're unfamiliar about any of this stuff, how elections work, how the when you have to be registered by, where you need to go vote. Please go to vote.org. It's not a Democrat site. It's not a Republican site. It's an American site, just giving people information on how to get to or get through this election. So,
put your dogs and cats down and go to vote.org.
Nicki Minaj is in the news again. She was in the news last week.
The queen.
Here we go. So, Jesse, what is his name? Jesse Collins. He's a producer of the Super Bowl halftime show as well. He made a tweet this week and said Super Bowl halftime show producer Jesse Collins reveals that Jay-Z is responsible for choosing the annual halftime act. Quotes, since we've been on board with that show, he's made it every year, and it's been amazing. He's always picked the right person. So, to just give you some backstory, a lot of people were saying, oh, Jay-Z doesn't pick the performer by himself. He has to ask this person. No, Jay-Z is the end-all, be-all artistic creative director, producer of the halftime show. So Nicki is a little pissed off because he didn't pick Wayne to do the halftime show this year, and rightfully so. So what do we think now that this is out, that Jay-Z he chooses the halftime show?
Jay-Z made the right decision. The halftime show is, well, let me rephrase that. He made the right decision not picking Wayne. Wayne is always fucked up on coding. He can barely slur out a song. He doesn't even love black people. He hates the Black Lives Matter movement. He doesn't represent what BLM and what New Orleans stands for. So I don't think Wayne would have been the perfect decision for this. With that being said, what songs is Kendrick gonna perform besides They Not Like Us?
I don't know, but before we go there, Marcus, really quick, before we go there, I want to play this clip of Lil Wayne, and then we'll go to Kendrick. And people are saying, well,
I know that you put a name on. It's not a name. It's not whatever. It's somebody got shot by police for reason. I am a young, black, rich. If that don't let you know that America understands black matter these days, I don't know what it is. Don't come at me with that dumb man. My life matter, especially to my.
Do you separate yourself from it?
I don't feel connected to a damn thing that ain't got nothing to do with me. If you do, you crazy. You connected to this flag right. As I'm connected, I'm a gangbanger, man. I'm connected.
He ended our interview angrily.
And that's why your gangbanger ass is never performing at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to see that show.
I don't even know if she was wearing a Trump hat during that interview.
That was a lot.
But Nicki's loyal, you know, she's from Young Money. She came up with Young Money and Wayne and Tyga and all of them. And she's a loyal bitch, you know, the queen is loyal, but I can't support her when she's wrong. She needs to sit this one out. Wayne was not the right decision.
And we know you love Nicki, but
in her words, hang it up, flat screen.
Yes. And on that,
that's all I'm saying.
On that, the next subject. Yeah. So we're gonna get to some sad news. Aretha Franklin's death really hit me hard. I think because I was an Aretha Franklin fan, and then my grandma died that same week, so it's just a lot. But this one's kind of hitting me hard too. Tito Jackson has died at age 70 from apparent heart attack. He was a part of the Jackson Fives, Michael Jackson's brother, Janet's brother. And he is gone at age 70, and we're gonna miss him. Tito was one of the baddest humans on the guitar. I have a clip of him playing when they were younger. It's a little grainy because it's from the 70s, but I just want you to see how he was playing when he was 12 years old. That was out auto-tune, without earbuds, without fire, without dances, without twerking. It was just talent, and we're definitely gonna miss him. We
miss you.
Downloaded uploaded some pictures of them in their prime.
He was fine as fuck when he was young.
This is them J5 album. This is their cartoon they had in the 70s, and the Jackson brothers released a statement. They said, Nicole, I won't read the whole thing. We are beyond devastated and still in total shock that our dear brother Tito is no longer with us. He was always selfless, kind, laid back, cool, and always humble. He was loved wherever he went. Tito was such a loving brother and father. He loved his family so much. He's now with our brother Michael, our brother Brandon, our father. Our world will never be the same. He will always and forever be in our hearts. We love you so much, Tito. Rest in peace. Jackie, Marlon, Jermaine, and Randy. Does anyone have anything about the Jacksons or a favorite song?
If it wasn't for Tito, we would have no Jackson 5. Remember, the whole reason that the Jackson 5 started was because he was playing his dad's guitar. He broke that string, and before he got his ass whooped, he played that note. And that's what started the Jackson 5, and he got the new guitar. And that's when everybody started singing. So if it wasn't for Tito, initially, we would have no Michael Jackson. So Tito, we love you, man.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah.
We're gonna miss you and your music. Good thing we have YouTube and Tidal and all that stuff. We can listen to it forever. So
and your sons are fine too. So thank you for that.
Moving on. So Diddy is in the news. We thought it was over, but it's just beginning, it seems like.
Diddy did it.
Diddy's attorney, Mark, I can't say that last name, tells TMZ we are disappointed with the decision to pursue what we believe is unjust prosecution of Mr. Combs by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Sean Diddy Combs, as a music icon, self-made entrepreneur, loving family man, and proven philanthropist who has spent the last 30 years building an empire, adoring his children, and working to uplift the Black community. He adds, he is an imperfect person, but is not a criminal. To his credit, Mr. Combs has been nothing but cooperative with his investigation, and he voluntarily relocated to New York last week in the anticipation of these charges. Please reserve your judgment until you have all the facts. These are the facts of innocent man with nothing to hide, and he looks forward to clearing his name in concert. End quote. Please hold on. Michael, I asked you to try to kind of break this down for us. It's a lot of legal talk. It's a lot of subpoenas and all that stuff. So in a nutshell, can you kind of tell our audience and our panel what has kind of happened legally?
Yes, so this is an interesting one. And I think the way it unfolded was a little telling. After the fact, you've got his attorney, his PR team saying he's voluntarily relocated back to the city of New York to face these charges, which I think was probably true when that flight took off. But I have to wonder if they thought he would be taken into custody right upon landing. And I also have to wonder if they thought that he would be denied bail once he was taken into custody. So just a couple of things to think about. But if we're talking about the underlying charges, this is a federal indictment, a criminal RICO indictment. So what does that actually mean? An indictment means that this case has already gone in front of a grand jury who has decided, a panel of his peers has already decided that there is probable cause here or enough evidence that this case can be brought against him. So this is not for nothing. You oftentimes see the Southern District of New York, where this case was initiated, it's being painted as like an activist type of attorney general's office or district attorney's office. And there is some truth to that. They get a lot of high-profile cases. RICO in and of itself actually was kind of popularized within this district by a name that we all know, Mr. Rudy Giuliani, who made his claim to fame by prosecuting mobsters in the 70s and 80s under this very law. So, this is a tough charge to prove. A lot of people do beat a RICO case. This is a criminal one. There is a civil counterpart. We're not talking about that. Federal RICO charge really has 4 elements. You have to establish that there is a criminal enterprise, that it affects interstate commerce, that you participate in it. You've got a pattern of committing these crimes, and it's ongoing, right? So if we take a look at this indictment, they have essentially characterized, I think it was called like the Combs Enterprise is what they're calling it. Yeah. And everything that Diddy has going on, they're saying, is in furtherance of the criminal organization that's Combs Enterprise. So this would include his record label, and his liquor brands, and all of these things, right? So, there are a number of crimes that they've alleged, but really the case they're trying to make is, his entire career has been at the helm of a criminal enterprise. And that's a heavy lift. Again, I would echo what his attorney said, listen, let's get the facts here. A federal case, there's a high success prosecution rate in these, right? They're not brought lightly. It's already been in front of a grand jury, but I'm sure there are a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes. And one thing I thought was interesting in all this is there has been some allegations or statements that there are recordings of these freak-off parties, and you have to wonder who's on those tapes.
Oh no.
Okay.
Yes, and I want to say before, Michael, I'm going to have you come back like right after I say this. I just want to say there are people that we have not heard from that have not made public statements that you're like, why hasn't this person said anything? Well, I think we might be hearing from them. They might be subpoenaed.
The silence is not so silent.
Yes,
are all the
people like
where's all of his people?
Little Kim, Mary J. Blige, Jay-Z, Usher, Meek Mill. We haven't heard from. They've been quiet as a church mouse. They haven't said anything. Actually, Mary J. Blige is just standing up with him on the stage when he got his Lifetime Achievement Award at MTV last year. What do we think about that, Michael? Do we think we might be hearing from these? Do you think they could be subpoenaed? What do you think?
So it already could have happened, right? Who knows about what's going on here? That's a big question mark. And how far back they're going to prove some of these alleged crimes is also another question mark. Look, I will say, in my experience, it's always popular for folks to come out against the person who looks like they're going to lose. So I would not be surprised if now you did hear from that's wrong. That photo of him is wrong, by the way. They did it dirty with that. Come on.
That's a terrible photo.
Yeah, it is.
He looks like Satan.
You'll hear from out of the woodwork. They're gonna have something to say. Yeah.
That's the mugshot. Oh wow.
But you know what, guys? Here's the thing. The thing about this is Mary definitely is in those fucking freak tapes. Motherfucking Little Kim's definitely in those freak tapes. Everyone that's been Stevie J's
allegedly,
everything that I'm saying is allegedly. And baby, go ahead and sue me because all you can get is my cat, and we fighting for that. But anyways, like I was saying, allegedly, everyone that's been silent, that speaks. Because every other time they're quick to defend Diddy, but why are they so quiet now?
Are they in those tapes in a consensual manner?
They cover
one person who is not being quiet is Boosie. And I never ever agree with anything he has to say, but I agree with this. He says, in quote, "I feel Diddy in jail for basically doing what every other famous entertainer has done. Flew bees out for threesomes. He just freakier. We actually go call women prostitutes who fly in willingly to be," it's like a stroke reading this, "with their partners for sex. If that's the case, if you've been flued out and had sex, you should be labeled a prostitute. If that's the case, that's 80% of the women reading this. In trafficking, you're a celebrity, you got to fly PUSSY out, and how else you got to get the PUSSY. You're never in one place. When I saw that video, I was pissed off at this NIGGA, like he really got a problem, but facing life in prison for doing basically what so many other entertainers has done, I disagree with." Now, although I could not understand what he was saying, I got what he was saying. He's just doing everything every other celebrity does.
But there's a difference between flying out a woman from LA to Atlanta to fuck for 2 days and a difference between flying out 4 prostitutes, having 4 nights full of orgy with ecstasy, MDMA, GHB, not letting them go back home, videotaping them, and then saying if they tell
not letting them leave the house, being abusive.
More layers
there's
now.
a little bit of difference between flying a hoe out and sending her back for the weekend
And
than drugging the bitch
that's
and
where the
recording her
problem
and saying,
is.
Yeah,
Marcus.
that's where the problem is.
That's where
Hugh Jackman would never.
I am all for being sexually fluid, sexually free, orgies, whatever you want to do, as long as everyone is a consensual adult. You. That's it.
Right.
That's all. Everything gets changed though when you start using abuse, force, coercion, extortion, and everything else under that umbrella. That's where
Paying
everything
people off
changes.
and
Paying
buying
people
tape.
off, bribing people. That's where everything changes. I am all for 50 prostitutes and a week-long orgy and all the drugs if you want to, as long as everybody is a consensual adult.
And people get to go home.
We,
Can I ask you a question?
allegedly, everybody was not an adult.
Can I ask
So
you a
we got
question?
more layers,
Natasha.
please.
I have a
Mhm.
question. Hold on, Marcus. Hold on. Do you think that there is a possibility that people were consenting adults, but then when they found out there's a payday coming, they changed their story?
Absolutely.
No, no, I'll take that back. Yes, there's a possibility. There's a lot of possibilities with that. So for some of the population, yes. For some of the population, okay, I want to be done that day 1, but you want me to be here until day 5 and you beat my ass to make sure I stay here until day 5. I think that also could have happened too. That's where it becomes a legal issue.
Honey,
That's
I've
where
been to
it
an orgy
becomes
and no one's ever
that-
run out and fucking got their ass kicked in the lobby. That's not
That's
flying
where
out.
we got
That's
our
your ass is
issue.
drugged out
Right.
and you need to escape. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't run out of
If
orgy
you-
like that. Mm-mm.
That's where the issue is.
I'm
I'm even all for the IVs and everything else.
He must be doing something wrong.
And can we talk about the 1,000 bottles of baby oil? I mean,
Yo, that's
how
wild.
tight was that booty?
That
How
is
much baby oil do we need?
You're a mess.
Wow.
I mean, clearly nobody wanted to be with him because no one was turned on.
I thought they were lying before I saw that
can't
picture.
even.
I really
I
thought
don't
that
think
was.
I don't think that's a real picture.
I did too. Now that picture.
That's insane.
It's a
No,
real picture,
that with
guys.
the SWAT team.
That's a real
FBI.
That's a
picture.
real picture.
Yes.
That's the real picture from the scene, guys.
You sure
That
they
is on
didn't
the
photo
video
edit
from the
these
previous
bottles
one.
in theirs?
They look real
Honey.
edited.
They do
Honey,
look
That's what
edited.
happens when
Johnson
you have
is in
so
her
much
grave.
power and wealth for decades.
Yeah.
So you won't stack up on
doing this
lube for life?
Who is
Yeah.
keeping a
Maybe
warehouse
just eat
worth
it.
of baby oil in
Thank
their
you.
house?
Like,
Because when
A
was there a
whole
baby
warehouse?
oil shortage?
That
You
man,
didn't have to stock
there
up.
were hundreds of dildos. That man has been doing this for so long that I think that is why we see this proliferation of items. He has been doing whatever he's been doing for so long that he no longer even cared, or I bet he never even considered that he might get caught or get in
Shaq
trouble.
and Cass, I ask you guys this question because we know this wasn't alone. Who do you think is going to be the victim that's exposed? John T?
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I
You
think
know
he
what?
ain't clean by no means. And I'm sad to say, I think Beyonce gonna go down with him.
I think Jay-Z.
Allegedly?
I don't believe Jay-Z's clean, but I think he's smart enough
To cover his tracks.
to cover his tracks.
Diddy
I
thought
think.
he was smart enough too.
I think
No,
everyone
Diddy was
gets
out
a
here
turn.
doing
Diddy
people
was sloppy
dirty.
with it.
Hold on,
I
go ahead.
Thank
Bring
you.
what?
I said I think everyone gets a turn. I think Diddy name just came up on the list.
And I think
I
Diddy's
agree.
going to sing like a canary and he is going to throw everybody
You
under
right,
the bus.
Marcus.
Yep.
You right.
The
Russell,
way
I
all
think
of this
That
is
Russell-
played
mugshot
out,
says it.
the way all of this is played out, I find it hard to believe that Diddy thought he was gonna get caught at anything.
I mean, think about it in the
He
beginning.
was in the clear.
In the beginning, he denied it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
If
don't
that
think he
video
thought he
never
was gonna
came
get in
out, if
trouble.
that surveillance video was never released,
Yes.
Diddy would still
I
be
agree
fighting
with
that
Darius'
allegation to
comment.
this day.
What did
Yeah.
you say,
What did
Brandon?
Darius say?
I agree with Darius' comment.
I think the exposure risk goes higher than entertainers.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah,
Politicians.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the entertainers are the
Absolutely.
ones who are definitely gonna get caught.
So back to Michael. What do you, if any time at all, how much time do you think what do you see the outcome of this?
You know, he's probably going to get, charged. I think he's going to get convicted, whether or not it's RICO or one of the other two kind of lesser offenses. I think there is probably just too much here for him to avoid it. I will say, though, my first thought at all this when he was denied bail, I thought that was atypical. And I do have some concern for his safety, right? We have a pattern sometimes here in the U.S. of just Epsteining people when they get mixed in with Gen Pop or in certain locations. And so This is a situation where if I was his attorney, I would really be concerned for his safety pending trial.
Yeah.
He's in his own room though right now. Like he's in his own cell right now, and he's being 24-hour monitored because
Is
they
he
asked
at
the
Rikers
Attorney General
Island?
at the press conference. No, he's not at Rikers yet. He's at some prison in Brooklyn. I'm not sure the name of it off the top.
Yeah,
of
he's
my head.
he's like in like a jail.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's in,
but
like,
what
the
I do know is that he
county.
is under 24-hour surveillance since his
Gotcha. Okay.
bail was denied.
I was like, is he in Oswald State Penitentiary?
No, out of all this, you guys know, I feel sorry for the kids.
His daughters.
His mom their moms are deceased, and now their father's in jail. And
those twin
it's not
daughters
cool.
are about the only ones I feel bad for.
And you know what?
Now, I've heard that his sons will be taking over the reign at Bad Boys and other business.
There ain't nothing to take over.
His twin is actually named in the suit. The boy who looks like him.
It doesn't even matter if it's even if it's a Bad Boy plaque. Why should Christian have it? I mean, I get it as his
Christian
dad,
doesn't
but
Christian
he doesn't even have
in
talent.
the suits, right? He's named in the paperwork. Christian is named.
Christian is named in the paperwork, so we got to see what happens because Christian is in the paperwork. Are they
Christian and the other one is named?
Yeah,
that Quincy is a fine drink of water. I'm sorry.
The pretty one, the little pretty one.
Yeah,
Misa's
son. No, Misa's son.
Yeah.
You remember like a couple years ago when she came out?
Hold on, everyone's talking. Go, Shaq. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was like, you remember a couple years ago when Misa she was in the news for saying, hey, you're not a good dad. You're not. I look back now on that time, and now her son is also named in it, and I think to myself, man, that was her, maybe just sounding the alarm here, like this is a problem.
When he got the DUI, did he?
Yeah, but when you look back at during that time, because that's so uncharacteristic of
the red
Lisa
flags
in
were being
general,
flagged
to be speaking like that, and then now you look at this, and now these boys are named in this suit, and you can't help but Mama was saying, "Hey, this is bad."
All I gotta say is Justin Bieber's gonna make an announcement.
Okay, I have a question.
I see that too,
Michael. So, would they finish his case first and then bring the boys up for trial after that? Is that how they do? Or
these things can run concurrently, especially when it comes to RICO cases. I have had a chance to take a look at whatever what the charges are against the sons. But listen, Diddy's the guy they're going for. All of their resources will be directed towards securing that one. So everything else, I think, would probably be on the back burner for this case.
Well, you guys, we're going to be talking about this. I know we're going to be talking at least for the next 3 months. It's just what it is.
Can I also say that his name was mentioned in Keefe D's trial?
Who?
Keefe D, who is on trial for Tupac's murder.
Yes,
it was. It was
brought up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want it over here. I'm glad you brought that up, but that's all.
Well, I'm just. Hey, he said it. I ain't said it.
So yeah, we'll probably be talking about this next week because something's gonna break tomorrow and over the weekend and Monday. So let's not beat this over the head tonight. I want to move on. We had a lot of fashion events this week. We had the Emmys, we had MTV Music Awards, we had New York Fashion Week, we have London Fashion Week. Next week is Milan Fashion Week. So let's get into these looks. I want to bring a little happiness to this show for a minute. So let's go to our first look. A lot of these looks, some of these people aren't celebrities. They're just influencers or street people, like kids who are on the streets in street style. I have a lot of street style looks tonight. So first person we have is Jackson Jimenez. He is in LA Flair Studio and Bottega Veneta. Natasha, do you love it or hate it?
Hate it.
Brandy?
Hate it.
Marcus?
He's fine, but I hate it.
Jonte?
He's fine, but I hate it too.
Melanie? Melanie?
My bad. Hate it.
Okay. Caitlin?
Honey, she really hated it.
Kate?
I think it's really cool. I like it. Let's go for it.
Yeah, I do
Let's
too.
go for
Michael?
it. I love it. Yes.
I like it.
Shaq?
I don't understand this street fashion stuff. It's a no for me.
Okay, going on. We have Oprah in La Pointe. La Pointe is a newer brand. They're very for the young club girl, but they did a line dedicated to Oprah, and I think she looks great. Natasha, do you love it or hate it?
She's giving rich, childless auntie. Love it.
Brandy?
It's okay.
Marcus?
The Matrix 5 starring Oprah.
Jonte?
Love it.
Melanie?
Pass.
Caitlin?
It looks wet. I don't like it.
Okay.
Right. I just wish that we could have broken it up with some color, maybe like
Thank
white
you.
or like white shoes or like or something, and like tie that waist differently because it's not giving, but it just looks a little sloppy around the waist. And Oprah, you too rich for all that.
All right.
Thank
Michael?
No.
Shaq?
Yeah, I like it. She just look rich.
All right, going on. We have Jackson Jimenez again. He is a stylist, if you guys want to know, but he is wearing Maison Margiela.
What's his name?
Natasha, yay or nay? Okay.
Right.
Brandy?
I like it.
Marcus?
Yay.
Jonte?
I'm getting very Jinko jeans from this. I don't like it.
You're going to see a lot of Jinko jeans this winter. It's all coming
Barrel,
back.
they're like barrel jeans. Yeah.
Yep, they're coming back. Melanie, yay or nay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Michael,
Yeah.
yay or nay?
Yay.
Shaq?
Yeah, this one, he got this one right.
All right. Another stylist friend of mine, his name is Martin Gregory. He's in Dries Van Noten and Willie Chavera with Bottega Veneta. Natasha, yay or nay?
Yayish.
Okay. Brandy?
Nay.
Marcus?
Yeah, I would totally wear this.
Jonte?
I'm with the yayish.
Okay. Melanie?
No.
Caitlin?
No.
I love it. And I just want to say, you guys can see accessories are everything right now. Everybody's wearing hats, glasses, chain belts, ties. So feel free to layer with accessories and barrel jeans. There you go, Haney.
I'm
Michael?
wearing a hat tonight.
Pick me, he says. I shall not.
Okay.
Michael.
Shaq?
I actually like it. I think he looked dope.
All right. Going on. This is Willie Tyler James at the Emmys. He's wearing Dolce & Gabbana. Natasha?
Oh,
He can never do any wrong. Love it.
He's really stepped up his style game. Brandy, yay or nay?
It's okay.
Marcus?
everybody loves Chris.
Jonte?
This should be the new Oscar. I love it.
Yes.
All right. Melanie?
I like it. It's okay.
Okay. Great.
I would have liked to see a wide leg jean, or not a wide leg jean, but a wide leg pant instead of this skinny leg. But I mean, look at those arms. Like that's great. He's like Patrick Swayze.
Nice.
As a Chippendale dancer.
Michael?
I really like this. I wish I could see the shirt up close, though. It almost looks like it's multi-toned black or paneling. It's hard to tell, but it's a great look.
Okay. Shaq?
Yeah, I like all that stuff Kate said.
Okay, moving on. We have Carisha and Chanel. Natasha, yay or nay?
Yayish.
Okay. Brandy?
Nay.
Nay.
Marcus?
Nay, I don't like her.
Okay, Jonte?
It's still giving Fashion Nova to me. It's going to be a no.
Okay.
No,
Melanie?
no, you ain't even got to call me. No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Kate?
Mm-mm.
Is Kate there?
I struggle with capris still. Like I think I'm here. I struggle with capris. Not the biggest fan of capris.
Okay. Michael?
No.
Shaq?
I don't like it. No.
You see how them BBL bodies make everything look like
Guys,
Fashion
why are they
Nova?
capris?
Yeah.
Because they're over the knee.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Them BBL bodies make everything look like Fashion
Yeah.
Nova. That's terrible.
Yeah. Okay, Justin Timberlake and Burberry. Natasha?
No.
Yay or nay?
No.
Brandy?
Nay.
Marcus?
You made Britney get an abortion. No.
All right.
God,
Jonte?
I would have liked to see pants instead of shorts.
Okay.
So I'm ish.
Melanie?
He looks like the inside of a suitcase, how he's zipped up in that little thing. I don't like it. Like carry on. I don't like that.
Kate,
Carry on.
I
Kate?
can't believe he's got Air Force Ones. Air Force
And they
Ones
look
and
so
tube
bummy.
socks.
okay,
Otherwise, I
Michael.
like it, but Air Force One and tube socks.
Yeah, Michael,
Nay.
Shaq.
Man, them busted up forces he got on are that it's making me angry. He is
Bogus.
White boy shoes.
He is
Okay,
bogus.
What's on the table behind him? Can we zoom in on that table behind him?
I think this is backstage at his tour stop.
Well, he just
Okay,
got a
because I'm just
DUI,
seeing
so
pill
probably alcohol.
bottles. I'm like, what is going on back there?
Okay, going on. We
Whose
have.
house is he at?
I just discovered this artist, and she has been killing it fashion-wise. Her name is Uncle Waffles, and she's wearing Louis Vuitton from head to toe. Natasha, yay or nay?
Okay, girl, yay.
Brandy,
I like it.
Marcus,
Yay.
okay. Jante,
It's giving very classy meets Cowboy Carter. I like it.
and that's what she was going for. I think this was at Beyonce's listening party, actually. Kate, yay or nay?
Yay, and also really popular right now are just like thick, chunky black leather belts with like big buckles that are just like rhinestoned out. Like, also, I'm seeing a lot of that. So, and I'm selling a lot of it too.
Nice.
She looks
Okay.
like Beyonce if Tina let her eat.
Okay.
Michael, yay or nay? Come on,
Nay.
you guys.
Nay.
All right. Shaq?
Yeah, I'm digging it.
Okay. Next we have who is this? You guys, I'm getting so blind. Who is that? Oh, Monica in La Pointe.
Ooh.
Natasha.
That's what
yay or
Oprah should have been wearing.
Yay.
Okay, Brandy, yay or nay?
Yay.
Marcus.
Angel of mine. Yay.
Oh, I was just
Jante?
gonna say that.
Absolutely.
Melanie.
Yes, that's mother right there. Yes.
Okay. Kate.
She looks like she is richer than Oprah. Like, this is what Oprah should have been wearing. She
Yeah.
looks
Real.
clean, everything. Like, her man Shannon is gonna be pissed off that he left that. She's bad bitch.
Yes, she got good pussy.
Okay.
Okay. That threw me off. Michael, yay or nay?
If this is real fur, I've got a problem with it.
I don't
Okay.
need to have a problem, baby, because it's from her backyard.
It's for
Shaq,
sure.
Shaq, yay or
Yeah,
nay?
I rock with Monica. She rarely gets it wrong.
Okay.
She came a
going
long way
on.
from them sandals.
I'm
Moving
trying to
on.
tell you, baby.
We have,
That's what I was.
moving on. We have Rihanna and Custom Chloe. Natasha, yay or nay?
I mean, if anybody can rock a bathrobe, it would be Rihanna. So yeah, I guess.
Okay. Brandy,
Nay.
Marcus,
You guys, we give Rihanna way too much grace. It's an A.
Jante,
Mhm.
It's a bathrobe for me too, Natasha. It's a no.
Melanie.
It's a yay. Rihanna could do no wrong in my book. That's the sexy
right.
teddy bear.
Kate.
She looks beautiful, but like she just looks uncomfortable. You
That
know,
was
she
my
looks like she's supposed to be at
thought.
home with her kids. You know, she's tired of this shit. She don't want to be famous no more. She just wants to fuck her man.
Marcus.
No, that's right. No.
You said no.
No.
I mean, Michael. I'm sorry, Michael. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yay.
Shaq.
I actually like the bathrobe.
Okay. Kate, I want to
Snuggle
say
bear.
something. Kate, I wanted to say something. So
I know.
bad.
That'll be an
Why
episode
don't you guys
sometime.
say it? It's called the
Okay.
conversation.
Moving on.
Oh, I
Offset
love him.
has. Let me see what Offset has on. I think it is. Offset is
Offset
wearing
in these boots.
Balenciaga, Maison Margiela, Chanel, and Louis Vuitton. Natasha, yay or nay?
It's straight, but his style is becoming very predictable right now.
I love his style. He's the best dressed in men's fashion to me
Oh.
right now. Brandy, yay or nay?
Nay.
Marcus?
You know what? If Michael Jackson was straight and alive, this is how he would be dressing. It's a yay.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Great.
Okay, yay or nay? John
I
Taylor?
love metrosexual men. Like,
Hello?
The hood is giving Little Red Riding Hood, so I'm not a fan.
Okay. Melanie?
That it's offset, so pass. I mean, yeah, pass.
All right, Michael?
Yay.
Shaq?
No, that man always look like he running up out of some woman's house and he just done grabbed anything off the floor. That's how he always
He's
look.
trying to conceal his face.
He look like he cheat. He do.
Okay.
You know.
Moving on, we have congratulations are in order for Jennifer Williams. She just had her wedding in Paris, and she's wearing, I think this is at her her reception. She's wearing Albina Dyla custom. Natasha, yay or nay?
She's a beautiful idiot. Got to give it to her.
Okay. Brandy?
I'm on the fence.
Marcus?
I can't wait to see what she wears for her divorce party.
John Terry?
This is a unicorn in human form. I'm so with it.
Okay. Melanie?
No, that looks like something from Lips Atlanta.
Lips Atlanta. I'm so pissed.
No. I mean, it looks like lips. All right. You see, this is why. All right.
Okay, Kate.
Some ladies and lips got it right though.
Kate,
I like it. I think it looks fun and pretty. I love that neckline. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it looks good.
Michael?
Yay.
And Shaq?
I'm so ashamed. I like it after what Melanie said, but I do like it.
Think about it. The spotlight comes on and she's like, a private dancer. Come on.
Going on.
I'm probably in Lips Atlanta right now.
We have Meryl Streep and Alexander McQueen. Natasha, yay or nay?
Yayish.
I'm gonna jump around. Michael, yay or nay?
Yay.
Shaq?
Yeah.
Marcus?
Ever since she got that Steve Martin dick, it's a yay.
Brandy?
Yay.
Jante?
I would have loved to see some more color, but yay.
Melanie?
Like a cool librarian.
Nay, it's washing her out. That's Meryl freaking Streep we talking about. Like, come on, I'm expecting
Martin
her to go
Short.
bold. I mean, and it's shoulders.
That's Martin Short.
Okay, and Kate? Is Kate there?
Yeah, Martin Short.
No, do you like it? Do you love it or hate it?
Okay, but who is tying all these like waist belts and boat and yes, I do. I like it.
Okay, going
Like,
on. We
yes.
have Megan Thee Stallion and Nicole
Am I clicking
Felicia.
Out, yes.
Michael,
Me like
yay or
it.
nay?
Nay.
Shaq?
I'll drink her bath water.
Marcus?
Nay, free Tory.
Jante?
She looks like her tablecloth fell off. I can't get with it.
Okay. Melanie?
Nay.
Marcus,
Kate?
I'll attack you, boy.
Kate?
Yay. You know, that's not my favorite for her. Not my favorite for her.
All right. Natasha?
This
Not my
is
favorite for
gorgeous.
her.
I love it. I love it.
Brandy?
Nay.
Okay, we have Laverne Cox and Alexander McQueen vintage. Natasha, yay or nay?
This is the best I've seen her look. Love it.
Jante?
I love it.
Brandy?
No.
Melanie?
It's a yay.
Marcus?
Laverne looks beautiful. Yay.
Kate?
Miss me with a necklace, but that dress is gorgeous.
Shaq?
Yeah, I like it.
Michael?
Miss me with the necklace, but the dress is gorgeous.
Got it. Okay, so.
Okay, Shaq, why won't you drink her bath water?
All right.
Yeah,
No,
look, Marcus.
going there. Next, we have two celebrities with the same dress or outfit on. Bitch, that's mine. And who do we think looks better, Beyonce or Keke Palmer in Versace? Natasha?
Beyonce? Either.
Jante?
I like this on a smaller frame, so I'm going to say Kiki.
Brandy?
Beyonce.
Melanie?
Kiki.
Marcus?
I'm with Jonte on this one. I love the smaller frame. Kiki.
Shaq?
I like how Beyonce looks because, my lord. But I do think it looks better on a smaller woman. It seems like a smaller dress. Like it's supposed to flow. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it doesn't look like it's supposed to be expanded, if that makes sense.
Michael?
The dress makes Beyonce look wide.
Maybe that's it.
Kiki.
Yeah, Kiki.
Okay. Kate? I think Kate has a delay.
Well, I want to hear what she
I
says.
think I do too. Kiki. I don't know what is going on with my connection. It's being my.
We're almost done. So
Okay, I'm typing in the comments. Okay, sorry.
Next, we have Kim Kardashian and Julia Fox, both in Jean Paul Gaultier. Natasha?
Ah, golly, neither again. But if I got to choose Julia.
Brandy?
I agree with Natasha, but I don't like that at all.
Jonte?
It's giving Wednesday Adams vibes, Met Color, but I'm going with Julia.
Okay. Melanie?
I go with Kim K because I like the pose. Like you see the dress a lot better on Kim K than you see it on Julia. But you know,
Shaq?
I don't want to see neither one of them.
Okay. Michael?
Julia.
Kate?
Julia, and my connection is being whack because my 16-year-old is up past his bedtime and thinks no one's going to say anything.
Marcus, did I ask you yet?
No, and I'm surprisingly with Shaq on this one. Neither of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that all we have? I think that's all of our looks, you
You
guys.
could have ended us better than that, honey.
I'm sorry. I thought we had more looks. I guess not. So, you guys, we had we had a really good show tonight. I enjoyed myself. I don't know what I can do to get Jonte over here on a permanent basis or even a more often basis, but I love
I love arguing with you.
I love Marcus. I love you so much. The dialect is
I
so
love
good.
you too.
I love it
Let
when
Jonte
we
get
have,
some sleep.
I love when we have opposition. We're all mostly liberals over here, so we're all kind of sometimes we never have anybody to really spar against. So I really like it, and I'm glad that we can have conversation. We're all friends afterwards. We love each other, and that's not going to change.
And she's gorgeous. Hello.
Yeah.
And can sing her tail off, but I can't get her back on stage either.
I think you should come more often.
Well, y'all accepted me with all my kids tonight, so I'm with it. I would love to be.
We
here
got
more.
kids too. I got kids.
You got babies?
No, but girl, I'm done with that now. I got 6-year-old. That's enough.
Well,
I have a badass
please
3-year-old.
Please like and share this. We're going to share it again tomorrow and Saturday, so you have more chances to watch it. Show your family. Share it with your friends. We will be back. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Jonte, thanks again for coming. All my other co-hosts, I love you.
Seeing you guys.
Thank you for being on this journey. Everybody stay on. Nobody leave. Jonte, you even stay. We'll see you guys all later.
Be
See you
safe.
next time. Take care.